Not everyone is meant to walk every chapter with you. And the most beautiful thing, the ones who are still walking beside you, even as you change, they are your people. The real ones, the ones you grow with, not away from. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. Have you ever looked around and realized that someone who used to feel like home now feels like a memory? It's strange, isn't it? How people can be such a big part of your life and then slowly things shift. The conversations change, the energy feels different, or the silence grows louder. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just quiet distance. And yet it can hurt just the same. If you have ever felt guilty of growing or heartbroken by a connection that faded, this episode is for you. Because not everyone is meant to stay forever. This part can be hard because how do you really know when to hold on and when to let go? Sometimes a connection just needs more care, a real conversation, a little presence. It's not broken, it's just been buried under stress and misunderstandings or misalignment in the moment. But other times, it's deeper than that. You are not just feeling distant, you are feeling drained. You are not growing together anymore. You are shrinking to keep it going. Letting go often gets a bad reputation, like it means giving up or failing. But here's the truth. Letting go isn't weakness. It's clarity. It's strength. And when you hold on out of fear of being alone or fear of hurting someone, fear of what comes next, you often block the space that something more aligned is trying to fill. Sometimes love means staying, and sometimes love means releasing. So ask yourself gently, am I holding on because this connection truly brings life to me, or because I'm afraid of what letting go might mean? Is this relationship asking for attention or asking to be released? Both can be true. And the more honest you are with yourself, the easier it becomes to move forward with peace. So let's talk about one of the hardest parts, knowing when it's time to let go. Because sometimes it's not obvious and loud. It's a growing distance, a version of you that no longer fits in a space you used to feel safe in. Here is what I have learned. When a connection starts to feel more like a weight than a home, something inside you already knows. You feel it in the way your body tenses before you see them, and how you leave the conversation more drained than filled, and how small you feel when you are trying to stay close. Maybe you have grown, maybe they haven't. Maybe the relationship is stuck. And no matter how much you love them, you can't unshrink yourself just to keep them comfortable. You try to talk yourself out of it. They have always been there. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. I should just be grateful. But the truth keeps rising quietly in the background. And here's the thing. It's okay if no big reason shows up. It's okay if the relationship just feels heavy, even after you have done the inner work. It's okay if you are not your full self around them anymore. That's not betrayal, that's awareness. You don't need anyone's permission to honor what's real for you. You don't need to wait for things to get worse to trust what you already feel. Letting go doesn't always mean cutting someone off. It can simply mean loosening the grip, releasing the obligation, choosing peace over pretending. Because the truth is, not everyone is meant to stay forever. And that's not a failure. It's part of growth. And if it's time to close a door, you will know, not from anger, but from clarity, from the softness that says, I can love you and still let go. Here is something we all need to hear more often. Just because something ends doesn't mean it failed. A relationship shifting, fading, or even ending altogether doesn't automatically means someone messed up. It doesn't mean you weren't enough. It doesn't mean they were wrong for you or that you were wrong for them. Sometimes it just means the season has changed. People grow, life moves, and sometimes two people grow in different directions. And that's not failure. That's natural. That's evolution. It doesn't mean the connection wasn't real or meaningful or important. It just means its chapter is complete. And I know that's not always easy to accept, especially when we have poured our heart into something. Letting go isn't giving up. It's honoring what was without forcing what isn't. And it takes courage, it takes grace, and it takes trust. Trust that not everything lasting is meant to be forever. Trust that your growth is not a betrayal of someone else. And trust that moving on can be an act of love, not abandonment. Because you can outgrow people and still love them. And you can end a relationship and still honor what it gave you. And you can walk away and still be proud of how you showed up. The end of something doesn't define you. What does? How you move forward from it. And there is a huge difference between outgrowing people and growing together. Growth doesn't always happen at the same pace, and it doesn't always move in the same direction. And that's okay. Some people will meet you in your journey of growing. They will stretch with you, ask new questions with you, celebrate your healing, and hold space for you and for who you are becoming. That's what growing together feels like. It's expansive, supportive, safe. Even when it's not perfect, it still feels like forward motion. You both are committed in growing. But then there is the other kind of shift, the kind that's quiet at first. You start seeing things differently, needing different conversations. You crave depth, alignment, honesty, and you start noticing the people who flinch when you reach for more. Outgrowing someone doesn't mean you are better than them. It just means you are moving in a different direction. Sometimes love and respect means releasing someone to their own path, even when it no longer runs parallel to yours. Not everyone is meant to walk every chapter with you. And the most beautiful thing, the ones who are still walking beside you, even as you change, they are your people. The real ones, the ones you grow with, not away from. Let's talk about one of my favorite metaphors for life and relationships. Life is a lot like a train ride. Along the way, people step into your car, and some just for a stop or two, some stay for a few chapters, maybe even years, and a very few, might be there until the very end. But here is the thing. Not everyone is meant to ride with you the whole way. And that doesn't make the ride or their presence any less meaningful. Some people show up to teach you something, to reflect something back to you, to help you grow or heal or remember who you are. And then, at some point, their stop comes. You don't always get to choose when. Sometimes it's gentle, sometimes it hurts like hell. But no matter how it ends, you are allowed to be grateful for the part they played and still move forward without them. You are allowed to look back on those memories and smile and still keep your eyes on where your train is headed next. Because your journey doesn't pause when someone steps off. And sometimes letting them go is how you keep moving. So ask yourself gently, who is in my car right now? Who is adding fuel and who is pulling the brakes? And are you holding the door open for someone whose stop has already passed? You don't need to be bitter, just honest. Not everyone is meant to stay, and that's okay. And sometimes people do come back when timing shifts, when healing happens, when alignment returns. But here's the thing, your growth can't be on pause in the meantime. You can't stand still in hopes that someone catches up. That's not love, that's self-abandonment. If they are meant to return, they will meet you on your path, not pull you off it. They will meet the version of you that's evolved, not expect the one they left behind. And you will recognize that meeting as a gift, not a need. So keep growing, keep becoming, and let's not sugarcoat it. Letting go can hurt. It's a quiet kind of heartbreak, even when you know it's right. You can feel the loss. You can grieve what once was and still move forward. Because sometimes the most loving thing we can do is release. Not with bitterness, not with resentment, but with recognizing for what was and for what is becoming. There is space to miss someone and still know the connection no longer serves you. And you are allowed to hold love and loss at the same time. Memory doesn't mean regret, and grief doesn't cancel growth. Missing them doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. You can carry gratitude for what they gave you. and still choose peace by letting go. Because when you release what's no longer aligned, you create space for something that is aligned. Moving forward doesn't mean you are cold or uncaring. It means you are honoring your own growth, your own path. You are allowed to change, and you are allowed to outgrow people, places, and stories that no longer fit who you are becoming. And the beautiful part is the right people, those who truly belong in your life, they will walk beside you. They will cheer you on, even from a distance. The ones who leave, they made their mark, and that's okay too. Their chapter helped shape you, but it's not your whole story. So give yourself permission to keep moving forward, to keep shining, even if it means some doors close so new ones can open. And your journey is yours. Keep trusting it. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Soul Time. I'm very grateful because you have given me the greatest treasure of your life, your time. If you enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time a new episode is out.